Okay, this is the last lesson, and this is probably the most difficult one. Regular polygons. Now, you can still apply the other area formulas we've done to this point if it's a regular figure. For example, square. You could do area of a polygon or parallelogram, base times height. But when it's talking about a regular polygon, sometimes they give you different information. So the first thing we want to do is, again, address the formula. It says round your answers to the nearest tenth if necessary. Okay, so a regular polygon, and here it's telling us these are regular. Remember what regular means. All the sides and angles are equal. That's why a square is a regular polygon. An equilateral triangle is a regular polygon. So the formula is area is 1/2 perimeter, that's what big P stands for, times apothem. Okay, so we know what perimeter is. Perimeter is the distance around a figure. But what is the apothem? The apothem is the segment that comes from the center and is perpendicular to a side of the figure. So this is the apothem. It's kind of a weird word, okay, but apothem goes from the center to the side and is perpendicular. Okay, so in this particular problem, we know the side is 10. So what's that mean? Every side's 10. So what's the perimeter? So I'm going to find big P first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 6 times 10 is 60. The apothem, we just got through saying, is 8.7. So area is 1/2 perimeter times apothem. So again, just going to type this on the calculator. Make sure again that you don't round until you get to the very end of the problem. So this one we don't have to. It comes out 261. Okay, let's do the next one. All right, this is the apothem again because it's perpendicular to the side. Okay, so always make sure it goes to the side. Perimeter, that's 16. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 sides to this figure. So perimeter would be 9 times 16, which is 144. So perimeter is 144. The apothem is 22. So we just plug in 1/2 perimeter times apothem, and then do that on the calculator, and we get 1,584. So not too bad there. What about this one? Okay. Oh, I see a problem already. We don't know the side, so we can't get perimeter. However, what we're going to do is we're going to draw that triangle. Okay, now when we draw this triangle, what we need to remember is, since this is equilateral, all these angles are 60. So when I draw that triangle, this angle right here is 30. It cut it in half. So that becomes a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now, this is important. Why? Because now we can find the side. Remember, this is called the the short leg, sorry. This is the short leg because it's across from 30. What we want to find is the long leg, this part right here. So I'm going to draw it in red. This is the long leg. So I can do better than that. So the long leg is the short leg times square root of 3. Well then, what does that mean? That means the whole side here is going to be 16 on the square root of 3. Because again, it's split in half. So this would be 8 square root of 3, and that's where that comes from. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here to the side. Perimeter would be 16 on the square root of 3 times 3 because it has 3 sides. Now, rather than multiply all this out and get a decimal, I'm going to wait till the end. So I'm just going to do 3 times the 16 and get 48 square root of 3. The apothem is 8. So area is 1/2 perimeter times apothem. now I'm going to round after I type all that in. So I get 332.6 because it said to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's go to the next one. Very similar thing. This time, it's easy to find perimeter. Perimeter is going to be 8 times 3, which is 24. Okay, already got that. But I don't know the apothem. Okay, but what I do know is if I draw the triangle again, this right here is going to be 4. Remember, this is a 60-degree angle. This is 30. So I need to find the apothem, which is the short leg. So to go from long to short, I get smaller, therefore I divide. So this is going to be 4 divided by square root of 3. So that's my apothem. So the apothem is 4 divided by square root of 3. Now again, I'm not going to try to rationalize this or anything. All I'm going to do is put it in the formula, and I'll round it when I get to the end. So perimeter times apothem. I'll type all that in. Make sure you're careful in terms of using parentheses and all that kind of stuff. Divide by square root of 3. And I get 27.7. One more. Okay, so this time I don't have a side or the apothem, but I still have this triangle. So the 4 on the square root of 3 here is actually the hypotenuse. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this triangle out over the side here, make it a little bit easier to see. So this is 4 square root of 3. There's our center. So this is our red side here. And here is, that's our apothem. That's our A. So we got to find that. Plus I'm going to have to find this side right here, because we're going to need that in order to get perimeter. Okay, so again, fill in your angle measures. So this is 30. This is 60. So this is the hypotenuse. So the first thing we find is the short leg. Remember, to get from hypotenuse to short, I get smaller, therefore I divide. What do I divide by? I divide by 2. So it's 4 square root of 3 divided by 2, which would be 2 square root of 3. Okay, that's the apothem. Now, to get the long leg, what do? I take the short leg and multiply by square root of 3. So this is going to be 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3. And if I do that, that's going to give me 6. Okay, so now I'm going to come back over to the original picture here. So again, the apothem here is 2 square root of 3. That's in blue. This right here is 6, but I need the whole side in order to get perimeter. So the whole side would be 12, double that. So perimeter is 12 times 3, because there's 3 sides. The apothem is 2 square root of 3. So area is 1/2 perimeter times apothem. So again, I'm going to do all that on the calculator. 36 times 2 square root of 3. And I get 62.4. Alright, so a little bit more involved here. Got a reference going back to our 30, 60, 90 triangles to help us find those, but once you can get it, then it's just a matter of plugging into the formula.